On in Red Hook, Brooklyn, in the town of who knows when. Why did I say that again? Open up his eyes to the tuner and accordion. Always on the outside of whatever side there was. When they asked him why it had to be that way, he answered, just because. Larry was the oldest, Joey was next to last. They don't go crazy, baby they call Kid Blast. They say they left off gambling and running numbers too. It always seems they got caught between the mob and the man in blue. Joey, Joey, king of the streets, child of clay. Joey, Joey, what made them want to come and blow you away? Some say they killed the rivals, but the truth was far from that. Nobody could ever say for sure where they were really at. When they tried to strangle Larry, Joey almost hit the roof. He went out that night to seek revenge, thinking he was bulletproof. A war broke out at the break of dawn and emptied out the streets. Joey and his brothers, they suffered terrible defeats. They ventured out behind the lines and took their prisoners, stashed them away in a basement, called them amateurs. The hostages were trembling when they heard a man exclaim, "Let's blow this place, the kingdom come. Let Con Edison take the blame." Then Joey stepped up and he raised his hand, said, "We're not those kind of men. It's peace and quiet that we need to get back to work again." Joey, Joey, king of the streets, child of clay. Joey, Joey, when I want to come and blow you away. The police department hounded him. They called him Mr. Smith. They got him on conspiracy. They were never sure who with. What time is it, said the judge to Joey when they met. 5 to 10, said Joey. Judge says that's exactly what you get. He did 10 years in Attica, reading Nietzsche and Wilhelm Reich. They put him in the cage one time for trying to stop a strike. His closest friends were black men, 'cause they seem to understand just what it's like to be in society with a shackle on your hands. They let him out in 71. He lost a little weight, but he dressed like Jimmy Cagney, and I swear he did look great. He tried to find a way back in to the life he left behind. To the boss he said, "I have returned, now I want what's mine." Joey, Joey, was true that in his later years he would not carry a gun. I'm around too many children, he'd say, they should never know of one. Then he busted into the clubhouse of his lifelong deadly foe. He emptied out the register, said, tell him it was Crazy Joe. They shot him down one night in a clown bar in New York. He could see it coming through the door as he lifted up his fork. He turned over the table to protect his family. Then he staggered out into the streets of Little Italy. Joey, Joey, king of the streets, child of clay. Joey, Joey, what made them want to come and blow you away? Sister Jacqueline and Carmela and Mother Mary all did weep. I heard his best friend Frankie say he ain't dead, he is just asleep. I saw the old man's limousine pull back up towards the grave. I guess he had to say one last goodbye to the son he could not save. The sun rose cold over President Street in the town of Brooklyn, Mourn. They said a mass in the old church near the house where he was born. If God is in his heaven, looking down on his preserve, I know the man that shot him down would get what they deserve. Joey, Joey, king of the streets, child of clay. Joey, Joey, would make them want to come and blow you away. Joey, Joey, would make them want to come and